All right, so welcome back for part two of our conversation with Willow B. In this conversation, we're talking more about manifesting and our power as co-creators here. We're talking about manifesting world peace, the 100 monkey effect, and combining our energy and our intention with group consciousness to really start to create larger shifts in the world for positive well-being for others. There is quite a few references to our first conversation, so we're going to drop the link for the part one conversation in the description and enjoy.
So lately, it's really been on my mind how they've done those studies where if you get 100 people together to pray for
The
world
100 monkey
peace.
effect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've done studies. I can't remember what it is, but one can look it up. It's written about in so many books. But like in Washington D.C., there was one in the 80s or 90s where all these 100 people got together and just prayed and meditated for peace, and they saw a significant drop in crime for a couple of weeks around that event. So we can also create world peace through our intentions. The more people start actually praying for it and meditating for it. So we can manifest lake houses, we can manifest world peace. There was another thing that, I kind of manifested after the experience because I was thinking, well, what do I want? My heart's desire. And at that time, what I really wanted was an electric car.
Okay, great.
And um, I didn't know how I would get it. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to do some movement around my room where I'm pretending to make a toroidal sphere and I'm tuning into my heart and just say, I would like an electric car. And I think like the next day, I heard on the radio that the state had decided to provide incentives, like huge rebates for people to get electric cars. And
Amazing.
it still took me another year, but just hearing that on the radio after
Yes.
that
It
was
was
sort
like
of like a
spirit
confirmation.
whispering confirmation. Yeah. We heard you.
Yeah.
It's well.
Yeah.
So
And
cool.
also a confirmation that like this stuff works,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know. And I
Yeah.
did go online and write about it, or I was interviewed at some point about that. And I told the electric car story, and I got a lot of haters writing like, "Oh my God, she could have asked for world peace and she asked for an electric car." I don't know. I think that there's nothing wrong with, I have a deep passion for the environment.
Yes.
And I know that there are problems with electric cars, but at the time, I just thought this would really be great for the environment if I could switch to this type of vehicle.
Small thing
Um,
I could do with my small life, right? Yeah.
yeah, like maybe, and for you, having a lake house, having a place where you can unwind and be tranquil so that then you can come back and do the good work that you do, helping heal others and inspire others. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with having the things that we need in our lives to give us peace. And
That's
I
right.
think that we can all have it. And, Abraham Hicks talks a lot about that too in the law of
Yeah.
attraction. There's nothing
And
wrong with
what you're so I wanted to just plug into what you're saying here on a couple levels. And the one is that the manifestation of the lake house
that.
was and the electric car, and I've manifested money and checks in different ways when I've needed it also. They are like the stepping stones to the big stuff. I thought for myself, I thought I had to make more money to purchase a lake house.
Mhm.
And I purchased this lake house for $40,000 and I got a $30,000 loan and I happened to have 10 grand in my bank account. Like that was
That's
it.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Like when I say I had to make more money, I mean like I had nothing. But and then everything came. I had a partner who was in construction. He had a whole bunch of materials that he was bringing home from the job that they weren't using. And it was all just got done in grace. And it was amazing. And that experience was transformative for my consciousness. It was absolutely 100% spirit. I got you. Let's
Right.
do this. This is what you've wanted. Let's do it. I'm bringing help from every avenue, every corner. I'm bringing you help that you didn't even know you needed. And it just was like all happening. And I needed that experience to really concretize that this is real. And because what you're talking about, the 100 monkey effect or the people meditating in groups, that is something that I've been aware of for a long time. And that is sort of my goal in moving forward is to work with people to create these sort of large scale installations or even, and it doesn't matter if we all sitting in Washington, D.C. or if we're all sitting on our Zoom call, but if we're all in alignment with the intention of Doesn't even have to be world peace. How about a government that is benevolent, that's working for everybody instead of siphoning off everybody, but it's actually working to get the resources to everybody that needs it, right? So simple
Mhm.
things like leadership that's benevolent.
Beautiful. Hmm.
I've been teaching, so one of the foundations in my spiritual life is this course called Awakening Your Light Body by Orrin and Daben. And I've been teaching this course for 15 years probably or more. And one of my favorite things with this is as people begin to develop their extrasensory perceptions and they begin to discover how to activate and turn on their light bodies, and it is like a toroidal field. It's like a big giant toroidal field. But what happens is they start to gain control over their over the emotional currents. They're able to recenter themselves in their inner peace and their inner wellness. And then once they've got that, then I'm like, go do it everywhere. Go do it everywhere and see what happens. So every time you're waiting in line at the grocery store, waiting in line in the at the checkout, waiting in
I've
a
done this.
car
This.
in the
Yeah.
traffic jam, waiting in a waiting. Anytime you're waiting, do your light body and see what happens. And time again, they come back and they're like, I can't believe it. The entire like place shifted. Like the conversation shifted, the energy in the room shifted. The people that were talking behind me quieted down. Like it was
Yeah,
transformational
I've seen
be
this. Hmm.
because they were the ones that were anchoring that higher vibration of peace and well-being into the space. And as we do that, as us light workers around the world begin to anchor more and more of this peace within ourselves, our field becomes the portal, making that vibration available for the space. Whereas, had our presence not been there, that may not have been available.
Yes, yes. So we're helping everyone get a taste of it, and then they can grow that within themselves as well, because it feels so good
Yes.
when a blanket of peace sort of descends
Yeah.
around a place, and that like that the people getting more hushed, like you said, it's kind of like a blanket of peace fills the area. And of course, this brings us to the Heart Math Institute in the heart's energy field, which is part of our light body,
Hmm.
and how it radiates like this far out around us so that it actually intermingles with other people's energy fields. But if they're in a contracted place, theirs is smaller. So when ours is spacious and expanded, it can, maybe mingle with theirs some, and they get lit up. They get more expanded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was talking about the space, changing the frequency of the space through your presence, you said you've had that experience or you've noticed it.
Yeah. Well, I've, intentionally started to do breath work when I'm maybe in line somewhere, and just sort of call in an energy of peace and think good things about the people around me, and, even say something kind,
Yeah.
and you see a shift, even if you don't say anything at all. You just start to radiate
Hmm.
through activating your light body through some breath work. This begins to happen. And I think it ties in with what the Heart Math Institute has discovered through measuring people's energy fields, which comes actually from it's centered in the heart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's the same sort of thing. You expand your energy field. I think light body energy field could be called the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's just different degrees. It's again, it's like different dimensions of, right? Just different dimensions of you've got your chakras and then you have your higher energy body centers as well. Yeah. We really hope you enjoyed that conversation. This is part two of a several part conversation that Willow and I had that went on for over an hour and a half originally. So we cut it into bits. And in this episode, we were talking about the 100 monkey effect, how as we anchor more of our own light, we become greater portals for peace, and the positive shift that we are envisioning as light workers for our world. If you want to learn more about awakening your light body, the technique, self-mastery, we have a few communities that we are making available to the public, so you can join us in one of our communities. Check out the link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others, and help us bridge our collective intention of world peace, the 100 monkey effect, and be a part of this wave of awakening on our beloved planet Earth. See you in the next round.